Morning. It's March 12th, and this is Deb Helfrich, the newest redhead of comedy in the genre stand-up philosophy. Now, what this is me talking about human well-being through a very rigorous lens of logic, evolutionary logic, evo logic, where I tell stories from a personal perspective. Now, the interesting thing is what I want to talk about today, and you heard me sort of trip over my own tongue because where my brain was when I was saying perspective was to bring out a really important word, devolution, devolving. I'm going to talk a little bit today about how communication in America is devolving. I went through a midlife metamorphosis in my 50th year that really defies reality. It really is an absolute change in every dimension. When this year started, not only could I not sing and dance the way I can now, I couldn't actually walk and talk. I was so close to death. It's hard for me to explain to anyone who's not embodied the burden of chronic disease in the time of global warming. I'm a very sensitive person. I'm a light-skinned, freckled redhead. This is somebody of a more Arctic bent, somebody whose genes are quite new. We all originated in Africa. So the change from an African body to this kind of body represents a great span of evolution. But we're all still very similar. Don't get that twisted in the least bit. All that the difference means is the amount of sunlight we need for optimal health. I come equipped with skin that can literally hibernate. This is a very important thing, thinking about ourselves as mammals. I have spent a lot of my life sleeping because I'm a polar bear. We have the phrase sick as a dog, but the truth is in 2020, sick as a polar bear is the new phrase. And I've been a polar bear for 50 years. And then somehow, some way, something changed, and it was, in fact, simply my thoughts. I now get to be a giraffe. I get to now know what it feels like to have lean limbs and to stroll the African savannah with all the chaos while being a very calm, very astute mammal with a neck that can see the horizon. Look at, I am sort of upset and pleased because I actually predicted this whole coronavirus thing. In my movie that I wrote, it was submitted to Ron Howard's Imagine Impact incubator last June. On the record as it could be. Now, when I fictionalized it, I did it a lot different. But literally, I see the future and we are going to self-extinct the species Homo sapiens if we do not right now, as American adults, learn to have the attention span to follow my train of thought. This is all improv. And I'm synthesizing from this and that and the other thing while giving you a personal story. This is the new stand-up. It's happening already. You've got people like Hannah Gladsby, who's really letting us get into these lives that have been created where people are abused because we don't follow the bog standard similarities of the herd. We're not sheep, America. And I'm very comfortable having been a redheaded black sheep my whole life. Standing out like a sore thumb was both a privilege and a curse. And I really have come to grips with everything that you might think was horrible in my life. I see it as part of building me into the person who has the capacity to turn into a performer at 51 and really get into your mind. I don't want to tell you what to think, but I want to demonstrate somebody thinking a lot differently, doing a lot differently. No sound bites here, America. You're going to have to exercise your thinking equipment so that you can begin to improve your 6-second attention span. Oh, we all about our aerobic capacity, improving our lungs, getting all that. You must improve your attention span. If you want the privilege of being an American adult, being the change, fixing all this chaos, not contributing to the hatred and divisiveness, you're going to have to be able to use your own thinking equipment to first get as healthy, and I'm going to use the word well-being. We've got a lot of human health problems, and my philosophy will help you see those differently and help you determine your optimal strategies. I wrote down a list of what I did, which is what everyone wants. I am an outlier. I'm 1 in 7 billion. Your life has been nothing like mine. You can't take my formula and get my results, but you can think of my formula as a strategy, and you can then, once you get the strategy of evolution being the one intelligence in the world that is the truth of how to operate your body right now, even in 2020, we cannot deny the facts of evolution. Some people will, and I don't want to talk to them. Those of us who don't have any reason to deny any facts of evolution need to be the ones to optimize ourselves. Again, the word heal comes up. That's where everyone's going. I'm going to use optimize, and I'm going to tell you what you're going to optimize is your bioelectricity. This is the international symbol that I'm inventing right now for your biofield. This is your electrosmog. This is your near-in atmosphere. Those of us suffering from global warming, which is all of us with chronic diseases that can't really be pegged, there's numerous, search under invisible illnesses for Google verification. The people who are desperately ill but who cannot be diagnosed are suffering from global warming. And what I mean by that is atmospheric degradation, not just simply, excess carbon in the atmosphere. There is excess carbon right here in the air you're going to breathe. In your home, it's from volatile organic chemicals. It's from your dryer sheets and your smelly smells of all sorts. They're poisoning you. We just, as this species, we've really devolved smell as something we learn as a child. We really just go, that smells bad or good. Having lived with a dog for the last 23 years of my life, I've learned a much larger lexicon about smell, and that's where my illness comes. I've suffered from multiple chemical sensitivity, probably my whole life. It didn't really change my ability to participate in life until it intersected with a mold exposure. And then basically, life as I knew it stopped. And the brain that I had inhabited as a philosophy major and a software consultant also stopped working. So I found myself trying to figure out how brains work and figure out how I could get better. And instead of getting better, instead of being able to fit in and be a miserable person stuck in a cubicle following orders, that's not what being human is about. We can do that, and there's nothing wrong with doing that consciously and mindfully, but most of us are forced into doing it as a sort of in paycheck servitude. And we American adults bully people. Somebody is having trouble, you need to get a job. But the world of work as it exists right now does not accommodate differences. It does not accommodate aging. It does not accommodate reproduction. It accommodates nothing human. So again, you get ill, you are essentially looking at bankruptcy and any number of heinous outcomes simply because of the whole concept of global warming is not about out there, right? Same thing as Einstein, famous equation, the thing here's intelligence. It's about out there, inconceivable concepts. If Einstein was still here, and he's passed the torch to me very directly, human health is the energy equation we must solve for right now. We are responsible for all this mess, not you personally. We as a species. Who's responsible is literally men in the last 120 years. White men, very specifically. We have to acknowledge they were the ones making these decisions, and they were obsessed with machines and industrialization. And they convinced everyone, they set up the rules to teach kids that our bodies work like machines and our bodies work differently. And I'm here to use evolutionary stories, having demonstrated that I can change a body postmenopausally and half myself, if not substantially more, just like that, with my thought. I haven't even actually changed what I eat. That's the truth. But I did change when and how much. We all know that triangle. If you're in America and you've been on a project, you know that triangle. We can, how much it costs, how fully function it is, and how quick you want it. All right, well, same goes for the powering of your body through your digestive tract. We're obsessed with the what, because people can sell you all kinds of stuff. Not a single scoop of protein powder was needed to bring me to about 130 pounds of weight loss. And we're still about, not even hitting 11 months. That is the proof and demonstration of all of this crazy stuff that I'm saying about bioelectricity and biofields. It's how I lost the weight. And it's how I'm healing from many diseases. Losing the weight has actually not been something I've been trying to do. Healing my diseases, fixing my brain has been ultimately it. But the second I did that, the childhood situation of how I was taught to eat resolved itself to not like spontaneous remission. We really are very cause and effect driven. When we think of our bodies as machines, we're looking for this one thing and we want poof. We want to take an aspirin or a Tylenol and have the pain go away. Well, masking symptoms is not befriending your own body. Understanding the pain, being clear about what pain you're trying to solve. Do you need to move differently or think differently? Or I won't go down that. There's so many levels. There's a multitude of things about learning to trust your body as your truth. That's what I'll leave you with today. You know why it's so hard to communicate with each other? Why the public dialogue has devolved as far as it has? And I didn't see this coming. This was not my intention, but I'm wrapping this up like a pro. It's because we don't know how to talk to our own bodies. We don't know how to listen to our own bodies. So how the hell are we going to be able to listen to strangers or our loved ones? We're denying the truth of our own bodies. Get well. Get work that challenges you and that is not a burden for your body, mind, and soul, and you will be one of the shining lights of the change of this society from this pit of despair into us really changing things and making a very humane world. Here's my catchphrase: I demand a life-centric world. Not if us humans want to continue as a species, we must start caring about all life, from single-cell amoebas through fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. No more extinction. No more thinking that life follows the rules of machines. Life is about bioelectricity. It is about the process of enlivening and empowering organic cells with the flow of bioelectricity. There you go. Think about that. Ponder the fact that all of your communication challenges are likely to do with the fact that you cannot communicate with your own body. Now, if you're early like me and you see the truth of this and you learn to communicate exquisitely well with your own body, us early adopters have a problem because nobody else is out there fit enough in their own body mind to take this all in. Yeah, I'm going to call this mental fitness. The capacity to listen to a philosopher go on and on and on and synthesize. This is a skill that you must practice. It's a capacity that you can learn to expand. And anything that you can do to improve your 6-second attention span will ultimately improve your well-being, improve the well-being of everyone in your life, improve the well-being of all the terrestrial species in your environment, your neighborhood, your community. It all is one. And that's really the lesson of evolution. Come into oneness, come into seeing your specialness within the oneness, because that's important too. It's both and. There's the key. Both and. You are rare, special, 1 in 7 billion. And you're also just 1 of 7 billion. You must be able to see that phrase, 1 in 7 billion, both ways. And then your optimal life is in that pathway between your rare, special, unique qualities and how we're all the same. Skin is just skin, y'all. And I have an entertainment career to prove racism is idiocy, to make us all understand how to be well so that we can fix this chaos. Be well. Over and out. Deb Helfrich. Zenzile. Peace.